Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tara Arnold, and tonight we're going to be channeling the Ascended Master St.Germain and the Ascended Masters and answering a viewer's question. So the question was, how can we prepare for the new earth? And I'm going to get started. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Oh yes, welcome. I am St. Germain. We welcome you all. We are excited for your journey. What a great question, we would say. What a magnificent question. How one could prepare for the new earth. First, we would say, what is the new earth? What is the new earth, St. Germain? What is that? What does that mean? And we would say it is not a place one is going to. It is a state of consciousness. It is in one's perception. It is where one is vibrating at. What is your perception? What eyes are you looking through? Are you looking through the eyes of the heart or the eyes of the head? We would say that as you move from a third dimension reality into a fifth dimension perception, it would be you moving from a third dimension reality to a fifth dimension reality. This would be, we would say, a frequency that you would tune into well on planet Earth and perceive your reality in a way of the heart. This would be that our channel is asking us, could we explain what it looks like? There are some people who believe there are two earths. One is a new earth and one is an old earth, and we would say that it is the same earth. It is a layer of frequency, vibrational frequency surrounding the earth. It is, we would say, similar to a layer of snow on the ground. Would this be a layer of frequencies laid upon planet Earth? This would be a fifth dimension frequency that is engulfing planet Earth, and one is in a human body, and they have come to planet Earth, and they're playing a third dimension reality. They are playing a third dimension game of the polarities. So everyone around you and everyone in your game is all in a third dimension perception. This is a great game, but my heart is getting tired of the game. I would no longer like to play the game of dualities. I would wish to move into a perception of the heart. This is what is happening. There are many of you awakening at this time, and you are seeking a new way. You are seeking a new perception. This is only a perception. It is a state of consciousness. It is not a place you are going to. It is a state of consciousness. It is how you are perceiving in this now moment. It is being out of the dualities and out of the polarities. If you are standing in this now moment, you are in a fifth dimension perception. We would say that as you look at the planet and there is a layer of frequency of the fifth dimension laid upon it, you can tap into that frequency and match that vibration. This would be you allowing the universe to work through you instead of in a third dimension perception. You are controlling, or we would say wanting to control the outcome of everything. It is a state of doing instead of a state of being. We would say that if you are in a fifth dimension perception, you are in the new earth. You are allowing the universe to work through you, and while you are in perfect alignment with that vibration in the now moment, you are not in the past or the future, as this would take you back to the third dimension reality. We would say that many of you go in and out of a third dimension perception and a fifth dimension perception, and our channel would like us to give an example, and we would say that when Tara and Michael had a snowstorm in their reality, when they looked out in the parking lot, every car in the parking lot was covered with snow, but except for theirs. We would say that it was in their reality they would be in a vibrational frequency to not create struggle. Tara perceives shoveling off her car as struggle, and therefore she created a reality with no struggle in the now moment. We would say that the snowstorm before that, she had looked out the window and there was snow on her car, and she said, I will no longer create this in my reality. And there would be another patron that shoveled off her car for her without her asking. We would say she's creating in the now moment when she is in perfect alignment with the fifth dimension vibrational frequency. This is that she is not always in this alignment, as she is much of the time in a third dimension reality. It is, can I raise my vibrational frequency to more joy and more heart-centered frequency of divine love, and then allow the universe to work through me. We would say that as you stand in the now moment and allow the universe to work through you, and you raise your vibrational frequency to that of love, one would say, well, how do I do this? We would say, connect with something that brings joy to your heart. It would be what would keep you in a vibration of divine love. You could do this through creation, creating in your arts or your crafts or your music. This would get you to a state of joy, or connecting to an animal or a child will get you to this vibration. We would say that if you have a memory of a vibration, when you were in a high vibration, connect to that frequency and bring it into this now moment of divine love, and you will create from there. We would say that all of you are running programs on planet Earth, and you are running programs of a third dimension reality because you were wearing a third dimension costume. You have put on a physical body, and the physical body's consciousness also is running the programs of a third dimension reality. What does this mean, Saint Germain? We would say that it means that each of your bodies, your physical body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, your astral body, your mental body's consciousness, all of these bodies are having their individual experience of polarities. We would say that all of these bodies are consciousness, but they have forgotten because they are in a third dimension reality. They are on planet Earth to play the third dimension game, and in a third dimension game there would be duality, and it is in that perception that one is keeping oneself in a third dimension. We would say in order to prepare yourself for a fifth dimension reality or a new Earth, one must change one's belief system. And we would say if you would connect with your physical body's consciousness and tell it that it is in a fifth dimension reality, not a third dimension reality, it would start running programs from there. We would say, we will give an example. If you have created a third dimension illness in your body and you are feeling sick, and you have created cancer in your body, and you're perceiving it to be detrimental, you are perceiving it to be something harmful, you will keep in a third dimension vibration, and you will keep creating more of that. You will stay a victim, and you will see it in the perception of something is not good. There will be a judgment upon it. But if you were to stand in a fifth dimension perception and tell your physical body to perceive it from a fifth dimension perception, we would say this is bringing a new belief system to the physical body's consciousness. The physical body's consciousness is playing the game of the polarities, just as your spiritual body's consciousness is here to play, or your mental body's consciousness. This means that they would create struggle and suffering in all aspects of the reality, because they are running the programs of the third dimension. The physical body, if I tell the physical body, you are consciousness, awareness. It will remember, and we are saying it is telling or assisting the physical body not to perceive it from a third dimension reality anymore. What if I had cancer and I was in a fifth dimension perception? What would this look like? What could I show the physical body? How there is consciousness within everything? Could I show the cancer cells that they are love? Could I show the cancer cells that they are consciousness? And would this not transmute them back to love? Would this not raise the vibrational frequency of these cancer cells back to love, divine love, and out of a third dimension illness or suffering or struggling? We would say that it is connecting to each of your body's consciousnesses and creating new belief system. I'm going to perceive this in a fifth dimension perception instead of a third dimension perception. This is all that is required to move into the new earth. It is all state of consciousness. It is where are you vibrating at and how are you perceiving in your reality at this now moment. If you are in the past or the future, you are in a third dimension reality. We have talked and discussed this much in many videos, and you are all aware of this. But we would say that there are some areas where one is still running a third dimension program, but they are believing they're in a fifth dimension reality, and they are believing they're running a fifth dimension program. We will give an example. One moment, please. If one is to steal from another, one would say, this is a third dimension reality, but I'm going to look at it in a fifth dimension perception because I know I am divine love. And one would say, I can forgive this person from stealing from me. And one would say, I love this person even though they stole from me. And see how loving and kind I am. See how spiritual I am. I am in a fifth dimension reality, and I am giving complete love and unconditional love to this person who stole from me. But the block is that many of you are still believing that stealing is wrong. What does this mean? If I forgive that person for stealing and I love them unconditionally and I do not judge it, then I'm in a fifth dimension perception. But if I am still believing that there is something wrong with stealing, does this not bring me back to a third dimension reality? Yes, it is a form of judgment, and this will pull you back into that third dimension reality. If you could see that the person who stole from you, if you viewed it in a fifth dimension perception, not only would you be able to forgive them and love them unconditionally, you would see stealing as an experience. It would not be either good or bad or right or wrong. It just is. And we would say that it would be a perception of isness. It would be a perception of an experience. This is an experience that person had. I will love and forgive them, and I will view stealing as not good, bad, right, or wrong. It just is. And we would say if one is to view everything in the reality in this perception, then it would be that one would stay in fifth dimension reality. This would be the new earth. You would be on the new earth. One moment, please. Yes, welcome. We would say that our channel is asking us to give more examples of how to show our bodies that they are in a fifth dimension reality rather than a third dimension reality. How do I change the belief system? We would say if you look at the emotional body's consciousness, when you are experiencing an emotion of the polarities, there is a grief or sadness, and many of you would attach to those emotions and keep them as if they are your own. This would keep you in a third dimension reality. This would keep you in the old way. The new way would be, if I'm experiencing an emotion, I will observe it. I will stand outside of myself and observe the emotion flowing through me. I will view the emotion as an experience and not judge it as good, bad, right, or wrong. This would keep me in a fifth dimension perception, and the emotion would freely pass through. This would be me allowing the universe to work through me, and my physical body, mental body, emotional body, and spiritual body is having this experience at this moment, and so I will observe it and I will not attach to it. Many of you are attaching to your emotions and you're holding them on as your own, and it is getting buried, and it would cause dis-ease in the physical body's consciousness, and then you would end up with an illness. What if I perceived these emotions of the third dimension reality? We would say any fear-based emotion that is not of divine love. We would say all of your emotions that you're experiencing on planet Earth are the polarity of what you are is consciousness, who you are as consciousness. This would be an experience. Observe the emotions as they flow through, and we would say that to connect with the emotional body's consciousness and show the emotional body's consciousness that it is nothing to fear. These emotions are only passing through. They are not here to harm you. They are love that has forgotten. When you are experiencing hate or you're experiencing grief, could you not surround your consciousness, surround the grief or the hate with consciousness of your heart, and transmute this back to love? This is you not judging it, and you perceiving it in a fifth dimension reality. You have just changed your emotional body's belief system from something of fear to that of love. It is connecting with each of your body's consciousnesses and telling them, yes, you are on planet Earth at this time, but you would like to change your perception. There has been belief program running that I have to play the third dimension game, and my spiritual body, my heart consciousness is tired of that game, so I will start to perceive it in a new way. This would bring you to the new earth. The new earth, we are showing Terra, it's a layer of frequency on top of the planet Earth. It is not a new Earth you are going to. It is the same Earth with a layer of frequency that Mother Earth has raised her vibrational frequency to a fifth dimension perception, and you can tap into that. Mother Earth has raised her vibrational frequency into a vibration of divine love in a fifth dimension vibration, and we would say that as you're standing in your third dimension reality, you are all multidimensional, and you are all awakening to recognize this. And as you recognize this, you could shift your perception and raise your vibration, or change your vibrational frequency to that of a fifth dimension perception to match the new earth that is a blanket or a layer of frequencies on planet Earth. We would say it is like two earths on top of each other, but it is a layer of frequency. It is a layer of energy. It is nothing you can see. There is nowhere you're going to go. You're not going to leave the planet. It is that you would stand in this now moment and raise your vibrational frequency, and you would move into match that frequency on planet Earth in this now moment, and everyone else around you playing the third dimension game would be in their chaos and their confusion, and they're struggling and they're suffering. Well, you are perceiving everything in perfection and divine love. It would be very peaceful and very, we would say, we would not use terminology very. One moment, please. You would find it is a peacefulness that you have not yet experienced on planet Earth when you are in this vibration. It is a vibration of the now moment. It is not going to the past or the future. It is not judging the polarities as something good, bad, right, or wrong. It is an observation. We would say to prepare for the new Earth, stand in the now moment and observe. Simply observe without without judgment. This would be beneficial for all of you. We are excited for your journey, and we are excited for what is coming. There are many of you who are awakening at this time, and you are changing your perception. Work with each of your body systems to create new belief systems. They are all running the third dimension program, and show them a new way. Show your physical body's consciousness how an illness can be beautiful. Show the physical body's conscious how those cancer cells are consciousness, and it will transmute back to that frequency. This is you creating your own reality. This is you standing in a fifth dimension perception for the 5D shift, we would say. This is you creating your reality and allowing the universe to flow through you. One moment, please. Our channel is asking us, what about the mental body's consciousness, Saint-Germain? How could I perceive anything going on in my mental body's consciousness as in a fifth dimension reality? How could I see that in the new earth if I am struggling with a mental illness or a mental injury or a mental imbalance? We would say to observe, connect with the mental body's consciousness and show it is divine love. Do not judge the illness, observe it. We would say if it is that you have a chemical imbalance, could you not connect with that chemical in the brain and show it that it is love? This is you working with each of your body's systems and changing the belief systems that they no longer need to suffer or struggle in this reality. It is showing them a new way. We would say do not get frustrated if it is not happening overnight. These are many layers of belief systems that are programmed in the collective consciousness at this time. It is that you are creating new belief systems which would propel you to a new perception, which in turn your reality would change into more heart-centered reality instead of an ego-centered reality. It would be that you would be in a fifth dimension perception or on the new earth. You will come in and out of the third dimension and fifth dimension. It is not that you would be there at all times, as you are in a third dimension reality, moving in and out. We would say it's a conscious effort to practice being in this now moment. It does not come easily because the egoic consciousness wants to win the game. The egoic consciousness says, I want to run the show. I do not want you to be in charge from your heart. I want to be in charge from the head. And so it is like a battle of the ego and the heart, but we would say the heart always wins. This is a quote from Juliet Now, and we would say this is a beautiful quote. We are excited for your journey. Blessings.